It pops up and we were admitting is it.
Okay, we have Chen here.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Good, how about you?
Good.
Okay. So we're here to talk about signage and lighting.
Yes.
It is our understanding that you have some proposed options that you'd like to kind of work through with us.
Yeah, so we have a couple of different lighting options we want to consider. We did talk to our electrician last week. I think our best option is still the gooseneck lighting. All the other ones, they either protrude out too much or they hang too low from the top of our roof. That would just cause more of a clearance issue. So the gooseneck lighting that we are considering, they will protrude from the wall 16 inches out, and where the lamp shade currently hangs from the ground up, it'll be about 12 feet off of the ground.
Right.
So of course, it's still a clearance issue because some of the trailer trucks that do come through the plaza, they're about 13.5 feet. So though that is a risk we're still considering.
Is it worth adding signage between yours and the adjacent canopy there, something that just notifies them of overhead lights or?
Yeah, we can of course add signage. I see that you have the plaza picture pulled up right there. So I don't know if you can see on the right side where it says vacant, so we can put like a height signage between that area. But the previous occurrences we did have, they come through the main entrance of the lobby. So right in between Chase Bank and our plaza, they come through there and then they turn in towards the right, and then that's where they hit.
Isn't that's going the wrong way down that?
Yeah, it is the wrong way, but I don't know. We talked to them, they kept on going on there. We had occurrence of, I believe, 3 or 4 times now. Not recently though, ever since we took down the old metal drip edge that was falling down.
Do you have a cut sheet or a picture of the gooseneck light that you are proposing?
Yeah, am I able to screen share here?
I believe so. We'll just check and.
Let me see.
You should be all set.
All right, can everyone see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, so this is the gooseneck lighting we're going to consider. It is made of metal, all black, and I believe the bulb warm temperature is going to be a warm white.
I'm assuming these are LED.
Yes, LEDs.
How many per sign are you putting?
3 per sign, so 18 total on our side of the plaza.
Okay. And the bottom of that canopy you were saying is about 12'6" above the drive aisle?
Yep, so the height of our signage facade is about 13 feet and 2 inches. Where this is gonna mount, and the length of this height is about a foot, so it's about 12 feet off the ground.
Right. That's the signage we were set with, so it's just these plus
Do you remember Adam Atlanta?
the whatever sign they want to put for.
Name that you want to see.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we see what that is, see how big it is. Where it is.
How would they be distributed along the signboard? Because there's different tenants, different combinations of tenants. What's the
Yep, so each tenant space, I have the, let's see, here's the plaza signage. So each tenant space is gonna be divided up with their width of the space. So for example, Unicorn Nails, their space ends right about here with our where my mouse is. So the sign is gonna be even with their store, and then the lights right above. And I believe the signs they're about 8 feet wide, so the lights will be evenly distributed over that 8 feet.
And all those signs are the same size, Doug.
Yep, they are all the same size.
Any other questions?
And can you just remind me what's the backer on the sign? That whole frieze, what's the material? Is it still? I just don't remember where we landed
It's like a
last
hardy.
time.
Are you talking the signboard itself or the fascia behind it?
The entire band. Right now, I think it's painted plywood, right?
I believe it's a concrete board. I'm not 100% confident, but I believe it is concrete board.
Hello. Yep,
Yo, mute yourself.
yeah, she sent Jeff a thing, we're going to pick it up this morning at some point,
Joe,
all right?
mute yourself, Joe.
Yeah, yep. Some way, how,
Okay. Yeah, just
And then in
confirm what
terms
that
of,
material is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, if you could just confirm what that material is.
Yep, will do.
I'm sorry, dog, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. And I assume that the power and the raceway would be all concealed inside or behind the panel, correct? No conduit.
So there is
Exposed.
existing exposed conduit boxes right now from the previous existing lights. I believe our electrician, once these lights are approved, they wanted to come talk, but there would be exposed conduits for each light. Not running across the entire plaza, but just each tenant space, there's gonna be some conduits for the lights.
So you're gonna utilize a conduit to daisy chain just 3 fixtures at a time, and
Yes.
that conduit will not be continuous from one sign to the next.
Correct.
What is the required what's the truck heights you deal with again?
I believe I think they're about 13 feet and 13 and a half feet.
So almost any light you have is gonna have truck issues, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any options or consideration given to mounting them off the parapet cap or some other way to get the bottom of that canopy at the 13 and a half? What are the height of the adjacent lights, do you know?
They look don't have it on this drawing, but they look like they're a good 4 or 5 feet higher than ours.
Did you explore any other options for mounting them higher?
So we did consider mounting them on top of this canopy or facade area, but that would just look very funky because then the light would have to angle towards down to illuminate the signs. I think we had some drawings come up and they look like bunny ears, which didn't look very pleasant. We did consider other lighting options down here. These only protrude out 4 inches, but they didn't look quite appealing, especially if we want to try and match the other plaza as well. We also have these linear lights. They do angle towards the sign, so they wouldn't cause any glare on the roadway. But we're also afraid of if we mount them with only 2 posts here, if the truck hits one side, the other side is going to swing back and forth and cause even more of an issue. And then I think this is the last one. This didn't look great as well because I believe these are only 16 inches in width, and we're gonna install 3 each, which look very odd if just flat lights. If we're gonna install these, might as well just install the gooseneck lightings.
Thoughts from the board?
Well, I do like the fact that it does match 3 to 3, right? So you got some similarity between the old and side, the right side and left side. Yeah, and for me that, it's one plaza, but they don't really look the same. And they are delineated by one side protruding out a whole lot more than the other one, so.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage the other side has is those lights are actually held back because the canopy extends forward, the building is held back. Here, there is no building behind it, so they have to mount to that fascia. Doug, Jenny, Joe, any other thoughts? Kathy?
Well, I like the look of it, but there is the concern about the trucks, and I don't think signage is gonna help, telling a truck that what the height is. But I
Yeah.
think for
Makes sense.
aesthetics, the gooseneck looks the best.
I agree.
And I do like their comment about, if you knock one off, it's not gonna go very far,
Well,
right?
That's true.
Yeah, versus that 4 or 5 foot wide one, or however wide it was. To
Yeah,
their point, if that swings down.
Yeah.
That seems like a much more of a safety issue than potentially knocking the goosenecks off.
We also consider like a shorter gooseneck. I believe the shortest they do come is 10 inches, but with the angle of the lampshade, it wasn't gonna fully illuminate the sign, so it's illuminate the top half. So 16 is about the shortest that we can go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking here about. If you think about a box truck or a bigger truck with the mirrors on the side of it, how close are they actually pulling up to the side of the building? Is it within 16 inches?
Well, I think that building has an overhang over it all the way down through, doesn't it? In some
Yeah.
It does, but I think the overhang aligns to the face of the drive aisle.
Yeah. So would it be, it'd have to be something that's 13 feet or thereabouts to hit them.
I thought the signs were on the overhang.
They are. I'm wondering how close a truck actually gets to that overhang. Because if they've got the mirrors on the side of the truck, the 13 feet is, the top of the box truck. That's where you're worried about them hitting it, right? So
Right.
how close is the truck actually getting to the columns that are there and the overhang of the building? When this truck drives down, is it really like, I mean, are we almost rubbing the top of the box truck against that fascia? I'm not sure that.
How high are these lights? I can't see the bottom of the drawing. How high?
About 12, they're about, the light fixture itself,
Yeah.
16 inches from the top of the goose to the bottom of the shade.
And what's that off the ground?
Well, I think he said, yeah.
It's about 12 feet off the ground once mounted.
But most of the box trucks that probably are, I don't know, unless it's a tractor trailer or something, I don't know what comes in and out of there, but a lot of the van type ones are a little shorter, so.
I think there's like a UPS and a little food mart at the other end, so I do think I've seen tractor trailers there.
I don't know how you get the tractor trailers through there.
On your plans, do you have the light mounted basically as high as it can be on the fascia?
Yes. If you can see that, I believe they are the highest, but I can ask our architecture again, see if that is the case. If not, we can always move them a little bit higher for more clearance.
Well, to some extent, it doesn't matter if you know what truck heights are.
Yeah,
If moving 2 inches up doesn't solve the problem, then you can put them wherever you want.
yeah, true.
But if
I-
you can pick a location that would potentially, allow you to miss some, say the 12-foot trucks, right?
Yeah.
Trucks are 12 foot, don't put it 11,
Yeah,
11, 11, right? But if the trucks are all 13 and you can only do 12.3 and 12.6, it doesn't really matter, right?
hmm
Alright. So. With this, just do kind of your final check with your architectural team. I think ultimately you've got to be comfortable with having the lights here and the options that are suggested. I think the gooseneck fits with the rest of the plaza, the groupings of 3. Ultimately, I think it's gonna get us closer to the goal of making this feel like one continuous plaza.
hmm
So I appreciate that, thank you.
Good.
I think Eric, you can work to finalize whatever materials we would need. And
Do we want to sign? Yeah, it's gonna help.
I mean, I don't know, you could have them there.
I mean, I think it's tough, it's tough.
I mean, I think it's up to you. I mean, the sign maybe helps.
I don't even look at the sign on like the big bridge and. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, people still don't pay attention to them. Yeah, I mean, you may not need it. I think you ultimately gotta decide if you wanna put it there, if you wanna put a sign there. I would include it so that we can see what it looks like, how big it is, where it's located. And then do we need any lighting counts? Sorry about that.
At the same time.
I mean, we ask everybody to do it. Their lighting vendor should be able to do that quickly.
Yeah, are they able to, can your lighting vendor come up with like a lighting plan for us, just showing like the spillover glare, like up to your property lines?
Yes, I'll ask him to provide something.
That would be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll need that as part of the package
Yeah.
and cut sheets on the light fixtures.
hmm
So not just a photo, but all the photometrics and, full cut sheet.
Okay.
So coordinate with Eric in the office here for any of your final submission requirements. And we'll get you set onto a meeting here.
Okay, awesome. I'll talk to our electrician and get our architecture to update the drawing a little bit more, and then I can get back to you on the material of the current
Have,
plane.
I don't know who your architect is, but have them add where the conduit, the exposed conduit is. And
Okay.
annotate it so that it's clear on the drawings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that conduit will be just painted to match the,
The back, the white background.
okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Next up, we've got Live Away Properties, Live Away Syracuse. We have applicants online,
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
which just have you guys introduce yourselves real quick.
Okay, so it's
I'm Aaron Converse with West 77, the development company.
I'm Ajoy Roy. I'm representing Orientalis on behalf of the owners.
Awesome. I didn't know there was going to be anybody on there. That's great.
Okay. And sorry, Aaron, you're with Liveway, you said, right?
Yeah, West 77 is the developer of Liveaway, but yes, I'm with Liveaway.
And pardon my, is it Ajoy?
Yes,
And you're with Days Inn?
yes.
Perfect. So we're looking at pretty much the sign location right now. So that everybody, hears it again, the sign where it's being located is on the available real estate side of the drive aisle, the Liveway. This board was concerned about its placement, and not in the fact that they're not allowed to place it there, but that it might impede view to the adjacent Days Inn sign. So we wanted to kind of hear what options might exist, so that we don't adversely impact any adjacent properties. And then I think Liveway was going to be updating sign, right? The sign was too big.
The sign was fine.
Sign was fine. Okay.
Yeah, it sounded like this meeting is really to have the conversation with the owner. I didn't know there was going to be someone on here, so I have had zero conversations. So is that what this meeting is for, to discuss what they're willing to work with us on?
To some extent, yeah. I mean, that's I think what we asked previously was to have you guys coordinating with each other so we wanted to hear what resolution and what options might exist. Or to the other side of it, that Days Inn just doesn't care.
Yeah.
I think the from the location that I can see marked as proposed sign, it blocks the view of our existing sign from the road. So that is a problem.
So if it's blocking the sign there, is there another location where your sign could be? Closer to the road, a little further to the north there? I mean, you do have two entrances, or three entrances really, to your property. Is there a way that we can still provide visible location for you?
Well, this is actually only area that's clearly visible as you come from the carrier circle. The rear exit is on a side road, and anything there, essentially you are past the entrance to that road if you see the sign. That entrance is not on the main road, it's the side road if you go further north. What is the requirement for the monument sign? Why does it need to be on that corner? And we can move the sign within whatever is permitted by the zoning laws, but
Well, that location is permitted. It's really just the being good neighbors and having a conversation about it.
no, I understand that, but new sign blocking the existing sign wouldn't be the right way.
what is your, I think what, the bottom line, the other side of the street has got a sidewalk, there's no available real estate on that side.
And there's
Where there-
water. The water goes under the
Water
ground.
main.
The water goes under the ground, so the sign location is appropriate per zoning code.
Yep.
And like Aaron said, what we'd like to do is make sure that we're working with the adjacent parcel, your property.
Yeah.
Make sure that we're not adversely impacting you. And so that was a concern of this board, and so we wanted to find out they're allowed to have a sign there. And I don't think that this board wants to have the sign there blocking your sign. So is there an option for cohabitation on a sign?
Yeah, I think, if they move the sign inwards, just enough that our sign is nicely exposed, that won't be any problem.
So moving it further to the left in this
Right,
drawing?
that's correct.
Aaron?
Yeah, I would want to look at that with some photos and stuff, because I mean there are trees and bushes, if you're driving up I don't want to be blocked either, right? I don't want to answer that now. I don't want to be blocked either by
Yeah, so
native
that,
that's in the ground right across the street there.
yeah, the bushes come in the way they can be removed. Trees much taller, trees, the leaves of the tree start at about 16 feet. So that won't be impacting any monument structure. I know definitely, we don't want a partially hidden sign in front of our property either. Whatever is there should look nice. So your sign should be visible and just shouldn't obstruct our sign. That's all.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
I don't have any, like right now, yeah, on the surface of this plan, I have no problem with that, but I want to make sure before I say, yeah, let's move forward with that is a good spot.
Yeah.
So like, I guess what I'll do is I'll take this and mock it up on a site plan, talk to our GC out there, and then is it just appropriate to have another one of these meetings, or should I send all this to Eric and you guys talk internally? How do you want to do that?
Well, I think first what I'd like you to do is for you for you to update your drawing, but then have a conversation between the exchange information, whatever you need to do, but get comfortable with where that location is, because I'd love to have, and I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Joy.
Yeah.
On board with whatever solution you come to us with.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So we just encourage you guys to work together, figure out so that, nobody is.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Okay, Commerce, we'll talk later.
Okay.
As soon as you have your people there come up with alternate site, they can call Rohit and we'll get into conference call.
Okay, I've tried to call Rohit and he never answered.
Yes, he's in a different. His company is putting out this electric tractor right now, so he's working overtime.
Got it.
Yeah.
So who do I call, you or call Rohit then?
Call Rohit and he will have either me or Prayas, but I'll come with this one since I have been in this meeting now, so I'm more familiar.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Very good.
All right, I appreciate you guys working together on this one.
No, I appreciate it as well.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, bye.
Okay. We can cancel the.
That's the end of our public meeting.